Good morning and welcome back. It's the next day. I'm gonna finish assembling all of the legs onto the bows and then we can start laying them all out. There's really not that much left to do, so let's get right to it. And in this case here today, I'm using my Boss Stitch coil siding nailer. It shoots a 2-inch nail simply because I ran out of OSB and I cut all of the gussets for the legs out of 1x pine. So ring shank nails are going to hold a little better than an 1.5-inch staple would in this, because the staples wouldn't go in far enough. So 2-inch nails, and I'm just going to slide them out onto these 2x4s I have laid down and get the legs all nailed on, and then we'll start laying them out and getting them fastened into place. Got all my notches pre-cut on my legs too. I don't know if I mentioned that in yesterday's video. Well, we're just going to simply move these trusses back. Good to have some 2x4 on the ground just to keep everything off the gravel so it sits flatter. Now these legs are directional, so I've got to pay attention. They're designed to sit over that 2x6. So that notch has to face the outside on both sides. And same as assembling the rest of them, you just want to make sure your joint is nice and tight together, flushed up on the outside edge. And this piece is designed to lay right over the top and bridge that joint. That should do it. Now we've got a lot of repetitive stuff to do. It helps to shim up your ends a little bit, just so it sits flat. Otherwise it's going to want to drop. All right, now I've got a big stack of trusses there all ready to set, so I'm going to use my big tape measure and mark these all out 4 feet on center, both sides, and then I'll start setting the bows. This is a 40-foot greenhouse, so there's 11 bows total, including the ends. I'm going to go down through with my Sharpie and mark 4 feet on center, just to give me a rough idea, and then I'll plumb each of these as I go. I'm making a mark 3/4 of an inch back because I'm hooked on that outside. A couple of these are going to be a little bit of an issue because I've got some splices here, so I'll have to figure out what I'm doing with those. The last one will be slightly larger. Now I got to do the same thing for the other side. Hook at the same point and mark it out exactly the same way. All right, everything is marked out. Trusses are ready to go. I've got the right length screws to run through the sides. I've actually pre-started some here. Let's get right to setting these bows, and then I can start bracing in between them, getting everything plumbed up. Another very windy. Now I do have a level here, a short level, just to get them close. But like I said, I'll be setting these, plumbing them kind of as I go with the bracing. Wind just wants to blow them over. Now, because it's so extremely windy today, I'm going to brace these as I go. They were wanting to blow over, camera blew over, so I decided just to set them one at a time and get the bracing in between them. I've cut these knee braces with an angle, flush right up on there, and then I can screw that to the base. Should be good. Back just a little bit. That should be good right there. This was just a temporary brace that I put on yesterday. About perfect. So now what I'm going to do for now, eventually there's going to be one connecting the ridge all the way down through, but for right now I'm going to cut these pieces to go in between at the bottom. 45.5 minus 3/4. 44 3/4. I'll cut two pieces that size and get these horizontal pieces in next, and we'll just stiffen this whole thing up as we go. If I have to, I'll do the ridge too. But I'd like to at least get all the bows up today. The wind is definitely not cooperating. Blowing our chicken tractors around the field, and just had to go out and rescue a lid that blew off. All right, so not sure. I'm trying to figure out if I guess I'll orient them flat. And just level them up. Already it's stiffened it up a lot just having that fit in there. Once I'm done, I'll take the sander and sand off all the sharp edges. This is just going to be covered with plastic. I'll do the same thing with the other side, and then set another bow. Wind's blowing so hard it's even blowing my level around. There, that did the trick. They're stiffened right up nice. And we're staying plumb, so it's a good sign. I'll grab another one. I'm going to continue this right on down the line. Got quite a few bows up at this point. I haven't hit any snags yet. I did where the splice is here, I just cut out with my multi-tool. I cut out an 1.5 inch slice so I could drop the leg in. But all in all, it's going really good so far. Pretty happy with it. I'm going to stop for lunch here probably pretty quick. But more than halfway, or just about halfway there. And it's only been an hour and a half probably. My last piece now, as far as the knee wall braces are concerned. This is the last one going in right now, and the next little bit we're going to put the ridge pole in and then frame up the ends and get the plywood installed on the ends. But that will be the subject of another video. But all in all, it went pretty good considering I was working with a base that was already pretty much here and was slightly crooked. A little bit of wonkiness to it, but overall it looks pretty straight. There, and I'll walk you guys around, kind of show you, give you an overview of what it looks like. There's one long wood frame greenhouse. I'm glad it's not any wider. This thing measures 10 feet wide by 40 feet long. All for a cost of about, well, it's under $500. So you can't buy a greenhouse for what we've got in this. Thank you guys for watching. In the next video, we'll put the ridge pole in, get that all braced off, and get the end panels in, and after that it'll just be a matter of putting the plastic on. I'm still debating about whether or not I want to use wiggle wire to actually attach the plastic, or whether I'm going to use wood battens like I've done in the past. I'd like to do wiggle wire if I can get it cost effectively. It'll add cost to it, and obviously we're on a budget, so yeah, stay tuned, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.